Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Moss Sports, the podcast that has lasted longer than CNN Plus.
Oh, yes!
My name is Andy Robertson. Of course, if you've been watching, you know that. If you don't, hello. I'm joined with Spencer Griffin. You probably know that already. And Mauricio, we're going to keep hammering this home, Emmy award-winning Beltran Hernandez. What's going on, guys?
What's up, man?
What's up? Are you guys still sore from last weekend?
No, I'm not.
I am.
I was sore for a good bit. I think I might still be a little bit. In case you listeners didn't know, we celebrated Mauricio's 30th birthday with, for some reason, some paintball and some laser tag, which was definitely not good for a 30-year-old body.
And some escape rooms.
Oh, yeah. Wow. We killed that escape room.
Yep. We solved an escape room in 10 minutes. That was supposed to be 15.
Give us a challenge. Yep.
So I guess we'll start at the NBA with the playoffs going on. There are still some awards to go out. We were going to talk about Rookie of the Year, but that award's already been announced. It's going to Scotty Barnes with the Toronto Raptors. So we won't need to discuss that, but we'll start with Coach of the Year. I had the three candidates written down. I don't have them now, but I know Taylor Jenkins with the
Monty Williams,
and
Eric
Spoelstra.
Mm-hmm.
So Taylor Jenkins with the Memphis Grizzlies, Monty Williams with the Suns, and Spoelstra with the Heat. So who do you guys have?
I'm sure Mauricio got Spo.
I got the Miami coach.
I knew it, Eric Spoelstra.
For some reason, I thought Miami registered with Phoenix for some reason with me, and so I was like, "Oh, hey,
Phoenix."
Yeah. I thought you hated Eric Spoelstra. I thought you said he was a product of having the super team.
Yeah, I'm amazed he's still there, but if he's hanging on, so he definitely needs the award.
What about you, Andy? I think we've all got three different answers here.
I like Taylor Jenkins for this. Like, I know Spencer. The Suns have been killing it all year, and Chris Paul missed a good length of time without playing. I think he had a hand injury, right? Something like that.
I honestly couldn't remember. Yeah. He's got a lot of injuries.
But, Phoenix is coming off of an NBA Finals appearance, so I feel like people kind of probably expected them to be good again.
That's fair enough, yeah.
But whereas the Grizzlies, I don't think anybody saw them climbing to the second seed, especially with Ja Morant missing about 30% of the season.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, you can give it to Williams. I think Spoelstra, I mean, again, I know it's probably a poor argument, but I feel like people probably expected the Heat to be pretty good too. I think if I were to rank them, for me personally, it would be Jenkins, Williams, and then Spoelstra. So.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with any of that. To be honest, like all three of these guys could win it, and I wouldn't have any problem with it. I think Jenkins probably has the advantage because, like you said, he has that unexpected great season with Memphis. I don't think anybody saw that coming. Last time I saw that, I said that phrase, though you roasted me for it.
What was it?
It was with James Harden in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
But obviously, yeah, like you said, I'm going to advocate for Monty Williams. Getting the Suns to a franchise record, 64 wins, a lot without Chris Paul, and now he's having to deal with the playoffs. I think a lot, and obviously it's probably already been voted on, but if he is able to do well with Phoenix during this injury with Booker, then I think that'll be able to tell a lot of how great of a coach he is. Obviously, all the players like him. I think other coaches like him. I think he's a fantastic coach for the Suns to have, and they probably don't deserve them for who their owner is, but that's another issue. But yeah, I don't see a problem with any of these. If I had to guess who would probably win it, I would say you're probably right. I think Taylor Jenkins will probably take it.
What if he leaves for the Lakers job?
Shut up, mute him.
Who? Spoelstra or Jenkins?
The Jenkins there.
Oh.
And
Oh.
they'll throw enough money at him to keep him there.
Yeah.
But can they throw Lakers money?
Lakers are gonna do Lakers stuff and hire somebody like Doc Rivers or Mark Jackson and be in the same spot that they were.
Jason Kidd.
Okay. He actually hasn't been doing that bad this year, so I can't really roast you too bad on that. But
Or the Michigan coach.
okay. Juwan Howard. Let's talk. Well, no, let's not talk about sixth man of the year because it's going to be Tyler Hero and not even close.
Well, I was gonna throw you a bone, Spencer.
You've got somebody other than that?
I was just gonna. I was gonna throw you a bone with Cam Johnson.
Oh,
and
I'm not mad.
Because when I looked up the stats to compare, Johnson rates better offensively. I think Hero rates better defensively just by a small margin. But then Cam Johnson has more win shares as well. So
Johnson wasn't available a lot of the year though.
Okay.
A lot of the end of the year. And the thing, and I can see that argument. The voters aren't going to do this, but sixth man of the year is kind of a weird one. What
they kind of weighted on points per game.
No, it's not that. It's the fact that Hero has been one of the highest minutes per game for Miami, but he's a sixth man. So it's kind of like, is that really a sixth man?
Yeah.
It's
kind of like James Harden coming off the bench with the Thunder.
Yeah, it's a weird argument to make. I don't know. It's not my favorite award, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because it's too convoluted.
Yep.
Mo, you think it's Tyler Hero?
I think so. I mean, ¿quién más? Who else?
Yeah, I could have made up some name and you would have agreed.
No. What's the guy's name?
Kevin Love.
No,
Jordan Clarkson.
Adams guy. What's his name?
Steven Adams?
He's not even a finalist for that.
He starts.
Well, okay. Guess we'll transition again. So Devin Booker got hurt in game 2, as did Chris Middleton. I think they both got hurt game 2 of their respective series. Obviously, those two guys are big blows for each team. Probably Middleton not so much as Booker, but so I had this written down. Will that help the Pelicans or Bulls with those guys missing their respective series? But the Bulls, I think, are down 3-1. So
they got absolutely murdered by like 31 points the other night too. So let's not talk about the Bulls for Andy's sake. Let's just say rest in peace, Bulls. As far as
seeing red in a different manner.
Yeah. As far as Phoenix goes, I'm the big sad. We need everybody to step up now, which last game DeAndre Ayton really did in the first half and Chris Paul in the second half. It's been close, and I don't even know if it's necessarily a Booker being out issue. I think it's Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum playing out of their minds. I've never seen anything like it. I don't know how both of these guys are shooting so well. Ingram looks like prime KD. He's every turnaround jumper I expect to go in from him. It's just something's got to give there. They got to start shooting more poorly than that. But luckily, we've got the point guard in Chris Paul. So as long as he can stay healthy and they can pull out that series, Booker should only miss game 1 or game 2, game 1 or game 1 and 2 of the next series. So let's hope that they can pull it off. And let's also hope that the Jazz Mavericks goes to 7 games.
Yeah. Before we get to the the rest of the playoff bracket,
can we talk about more injuries?
We can. I was going to bring
up. Wait, were you going to bring that up?
No, I was going to bring up the whole protesting issue.
Oh, we will get to that. But I was just going to say this whole first round has been just chock full of injuries other than these two even. We talked about them, obviously. But also we've had Luka, who didn't get hurt in the playoffs. So I don't know if that one counts. Scotty Barnes had to miss some time. Kyle Lowry now. Embiid's got a torn ligament in his thumb, but he's going to play through it. And then Fred VanVleet is now hurt. I don't know if they have said anything about what happened to Fred VanVleet, but it's definitely not looking good with him and Barnes banged up. So I just wanted to throw that out there. It's not even past the first round, and it's going to be a war of attrition for these playoffs.
Yep. So, do you want to talk about the protest now, or do you want to wait for that?
Let's wait for that series.
Okay. So you want to
So,
talk about it within the series?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, so just going back to that Suns Pelicans series, the Suns currently lead 2-1. They're playing tonight, Sunday night. So
In
should
New
be
Orleans.
yeah. So it'll either be 2-2 or 3-1 by the time this episode comes out.
Pray for 3-1.
Yeah. So do you want a series you want to highlight first, or do you want me to just run down the playoff bracket?
You can run down them. There's not a whole lot more to say than what we've already said about the Pelicans and Suns.
Yeah.
You can run down some more of them, though.
Okay. So Dallas current and the Utah Jazz are currently tied 2-2. They play Monday night. The Warriors and Nuggets play right now. The Nuggets currently have a 5-point lead in the second quarter. Of course, if the Warriors win this game, the series will be over. So, Grizzlies and Timberwolves are tied 2-2. Over in the Eastern Conference, Miami holds a 2-1 lead over Atlanta. Philadelphia has a 3-1 lead over Toronto. Of course, Milwaukee is 3-1 over Chicago. And Boston leads 3-0 against Brooklyn.
Surprisingly, I'm not going to try to be super long-winded about this, but I'll run down a couple of notes that I have about some of these series. And really, with the time we've got going, maybe we can knock out the mock draft in one episode. But anyway, so the Mavericks and the Jazz series has really turned into something I didn't expect. At first I thought the Mavericks were going to really just crap the bed without Luka. Turns out the Jazz are going to do Jazz stuff and let Jalen Brunson just do whatever. Luka comes back and the Jazz win off an unlikely assist from Donovan Mitchell to Rudy Gobert with 11 seconds left. So that was wild. I don't even know what's going on. I think the Jazz still need to step up on defense because right now, outside of Rudy Gobert, they don't have anything. They continue to screw him by letting their man just blow by and leave Gobert hanging down low. So it's going to be interesting. I think that series could be pretty exciting, though. And then we go, like you said, with the Warriors. They're up 3-0 on the Nuggets. They're just – I said in a previous episode that I wasn't scared of the Warriors, but I definitely changed my mind because now they terrify me. Oh, Mauricio's on the move. Mm-hmm. And but yeah, they're slaughtering the Nuggets, and Jordan Poole is averaging nearly 30 points per game. It's just, how do you luck into another amazing shooter? Maybe one of the most tightly contested series is the Timberwolves and the Grizzlies, and that one surprised me because I thought the Timberwolves would be done after they blew a huge lead the other night, and I thought that would just drain them. But they came back and they've won another one. So wait, did they? What is it? 2-2?
2-2.
Yeah. Of course, the Heat are easily beating the Hawks. That was expected. 76ers are destroying the Raptors with all the injuries they have. The Bucks and Bulls, I thought was going to be interesting. Like you said, though, it's not turning out to be the case. And the one that I really want to talk about is the super, super spicy, even though it's lopsided right now, the Celtics and the Nets. It's been so sweaty, and I'm loving that series. I still think that it has a potential to go deep. I don't think it's going to be because of Ben Simmons coming back in Game 4, but I think every single game has been so tight. I think there's no way that the Nets can't squeeze at least one or two out. But my main issue with the Ben Simmons stuff is I've got a huge issue injecting him into the playoffs right now. It seems so dumb because it's the absolute worst timing that you could have with everything that went on with him and the 76ers. He essentially set out a year because, I mean, you can say some of it was due to back problems, but it was mainly because of the Philly fans and how they treated him after they said that he choked in the playoffs and his mental health just wasn't good. So now you're going to put him in another situation without even playing him in a little bit of the regular season to kind of get him warmed up, where he has another opportunity for this to happen again. Like, what's going to happen if he doesn't play well and they lose and boom, the series is over? Is he going back to old Ben Simmons where he's sitting now. I don't like the timing of that whatsoever.
Yeah, and that, especially with, it's in Brooklyn, or you're dealing with Brooklyn fans too. And I know Philly fans have their own reputation. So, but you're going to dealing with bigger market fans here. So that's going to be a little crazy.
Yeah. Oh, and you want to talk about the protester maybe for the Timberwolves games?
Yeah.
Each time there's been one, they've won though, 3-0.
Yeah. So there's
Bring
only
in
been 2 in
Mauricio
this
with
series, though, right? Do it.
3. Yeah, I think one of them may have been the play-in.
Yeah. So it was game 1 of this series, game 4, which was last night, I guess.
Is it the same woman every time? Because I know the first
so.
two were okay.
But what were you saying about? Did you say something about Mauricio?
Oh yeah, I said he's probably going to have a conspiracy about how they win every single time that a fan rushes the court and does something crazy. But he's too busy on the road.
Yeah, this might be a 2-person podcast.
We're good. Looks like he's running from the cops.
Okay, that's a little too far.
Well, he's shaking his head. I'm just saying the camera angle.
Yeah, so some people have been protesting Timberwolves games because the owner has
he's got a passenger.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't see nothing. I'm sorry. I just noticed that.
Yeah. But the Timberwolves owner apparently owns some kind of farm in Iowa where they mass executed 5-point-something million chickens because they had some kind of influenza. Okay, well, it says an avian flu outbreak which killed roughly 28 million poultry. And so the protest is part of a group called Direct Action Everywhere. So I guess in game 1 of this series, someone chained themselves to the stanchion.
Yep.
And that was that one wasn't in Minnesota. That was in Memphis, right? Since Memphis
I think so. The one in Minnesota before that, the lady tried to glue herself to the court.
Yeah.
Which is, I can't comprehend what you're thinking there.
Yeah. And then last night, some lady tried to get on the court and have a referee uniform on and tried to fine and eject somebody. I don't know. Do a double technical. Yeah. She was escorted out.
Props to the security guard, though.
Yeah. So just to briefly mention, I guess I get what they're trying to do, but I don't feel like the NBA playoffs is where you do that necessarily. I mean, I can see it, but I don't know. Because obviously they're not going on too long. I mean, you change yourself to a stanchion, they're going to come bring out some bolt cutters and cut you down and escort you out. You go on the court, obviously. And she waited until the beginning of the third quarter. So
to watch the game.
These people are buying tickets to these games
and supporting the team and owner.
Yeah, supporting the team and owner. And I think last night's was in Memphis, or one of the games have been in Memphis. And
last night was in Minnesota. Yeah. The one you talked about, the second one was in Memphis.
Yeah, so I don't understand why you're going into an opposing court or opposing team, their home stadium, to protest the owner of the opposite team.
Yeah, I don't like it either, but I think they're accomplishing what they set out to accomplish, and they're making headlines with it. So.
Yeah, I don't understand why you're gonna buy tickets to a game supporting the owner. Yeah. Especially, I mean, even if they were playing the game in Memphis, I'm sure the Timberwolves get some of that money. So it doesn't make sense to me to, if you're gonna protest, do it in a different manner of buying a ticket.
I don't get that either.
So I guess.
What about you, Mauricio? What do you think?
You should kill more chickens.
Oh my gosh. As he says it with his Uber client in the passenger seat. You want to move to NFL or MLB?
Yeah, we'll hit NFL real quick. We have more NFL to do later on, but Deebo Samuel has requested a trade from the San Francisco 49ers. It's kind of off the heels of all the wide receiver movement we've been seeing in the NFL. Devontae Adams getting traded, Tyreek Hill getting traded. There's been Terry McLaurin has been in talks of wanting a trade. There's one other one I can't remember.
I don't know if I realized that McLaurin was going to request one. Wow.
I don't know if he has, but I think one of the reporters came out and said there's about 3 guys that may request a trade or could be traded during the NFL draft.
Yeah.
But Deebo Samuel has, I guess, formally requested that trade. So what do you think that'll get granted? Where do you think it'll go?
Oh, it'll absolutely get granted. I think there's some bad blood between them, and I don't think it really has a whole lot to do with money, because apparently he doesn't even want them to make him an offer. He just wants out. I don't think he likes the way that they've been using him as a gadget player, and he doesn't want to be that anymore, which makes sense for the longevity of his career. But I don't know that he should be getting paid $25 million a year or whatever he might seek. But yeah, I get it. I guess from both sides, it might make sense if they can get a deal done. From what I saw this morning for the 10th pick from the Jets, I saw that that's a definite possibility. And if that happens, I could see San Francisco using that pick on somebody like Jameson Williams to possibly replace him, which, I mean, it makes them younger. They still have a whole lot of talent with it. It probably works out best for everybody. Where do you guys see him landing? Because I've seen Indy and Kansas City, and I think if I could choose, I think I would be interested to see what Indy could do with him. Obviously, I wouldn't want him to go to the Chiefs, but
Or you see, it looks like he has something to say.
Oh, he does.
Oh,
he's fumbling the bag.
Okay, I guess not.
You can go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think the Chiefs are going to do it. I think it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to trade Tyreek Hill when he wanted a contract extension and then
that makes sense.
Gain the draft capital only to trade it away to get Deebo Samuel, who's also only has 1 year left on his deal. Yeah. But I think the Jets have been kind of the feel for like what I feel like that is going to happen, because they were apparently Tyreek Hill or the Chiefs agreed to the Jets deal before they switched to the Dolphins deal. Somehow that got convoluted. So the Jets are obviously looking for a wide receiver. Yeah. And Deebo Samuel's a big name. So I just feel like that's probably where he'll probably end up.
Yeah. So, Mo, what you got?
He's gonna go to the Rams.
Okay. Yeah, there he goes.
Rams, 5 years, 50 million.
The Rams just turned off the cap.
What are the Rams going to trade?
No.
They'll give them what's it called? I would
give cash considerations.
No, we'll give Cup.
Oh, did he not just win the MVP?
Yeah, because he's
or offensive player of the year one.
Yeah, when I had him in Madden, I traded him away twice.
That's Madden.
This isn't Madden.
What do you have against white receivers?
I traded him to the Chargers once, and then I traded back for him. And then right before, yeah, 1 year because I needed a receiver, and then right before he retired, I traded him to the Bears.
I want to see Mo as a GM just to see how funny it would be.
That's cracking me up. He needed a receiver, so he traded for Cooper.
Let me just get him back.
Yeah, because I had an injury on my team, and I was like, I need a receiver that I know and I can trust.
You didn't trust him the first time?
No, but the first time I traded him was because his contract was coming up, and he wanted all this crazy money.
Oh my gosh! Okay, that makes sense. But
I had to unload that contract on somebody else.
But then you got it back.
I got him back on the last year of his deal, but then he was and that's when I traded him back I traded him to the Bears.
So let me get this contract back.
No, this makes sense.
Well, 1 year. It was 1 year. It was only half a season, 1 year. And he was trustworthy.
Oh my gosh.
But then, the one that did play me once was Aaron Donald. He renewed his contract, and I gave him like the max contract that he wanted, but then he retired after 1 year. Man, can you imagine that?
He saw how you were managing the team.
That was like, I think he had only been playing for 10 years at that point. He retired. I was like, what?
You gotta start a
Oh my
Madden
gosh,
stream.
I'm crying. I want to play.
You know, 'cause, if you play online, you can do a franchise mode with multiple people.
You
Yep,
gotta do it.
you can.
You
Oh
should
my
do it.
gosh.
You should see my management style. Anybody's available for trade.
It's just gonna be a trade Patrick Mahomes for Baker
Yeah.
Mayfield trade going on.
If he asks for too much money, he's gone.
Speaking of which, did you see the Baker Mayfield statue that
Yeah,
they had
I
at
did.
OU? That was really fun.
Oh yeah.
Bad.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I haven't laughed that hard on one of these in a while. Oh my gosh. All right, I guess we'll switch to baseball and see how Mauricio's management skills are in there.
The A's GM.
Oh boy. All right, so originally we were going to talk about how the Miguel Cabrera was one hit. Oh, one hit.
Going off the rails again.
One hit shy of 3,000. And the Yankees elected to walk him intentionally in a 1-0 game. Backfired on the Yankees. He ended up, Austin Meadows came up and hit a 2-run homer.
Oh, it was a 2-run single.
Oh, okay, 2-run single, whatever.
Still 2 runs.
So the Yankees ended up losing that game. But Miguel Cabrera did get it Saturday. So
and then the Yankees embarrassed themselves again.
Yeah. So baseball Twitter lost their minds over the whole walking Miguel Cabrera. I thought, someone brought up the point that the Yankees are playing in a division with the Rays, the Blue Jays, and the Red Sox, and they're going to need every win they can. So I didn't have a problem with them walking him there. Cabrera is the most recent player to hit 3,000 club, obviously. Before that, it was Albert Pujols in 2018.
He's also got some kind of other accolade with that too, right?
Yeah, he's the 7th player in Major League Baseball history to hit 500 home runs and have 300 or 3,000 hits.
Oh wow! I didn't realize there was that few people.
Yeah, and I think the other day I saw that he may be the only baseball player ever to have a triple crown, which is lead the league in average home runs and RBI.
Oh wow!
3,000 hits and 500 home runs. So,
job.
Not really a whole lot to talk about that with Miggy because
Yeah, I do agree with you though. I think that walking him is the right. I mean, obviously it didn't work out, but it was a right play there.
Yeah,
there's an entire season ahead of us.
Yeah.
It's not like it was the last game of his career or something.
Right. I mean, he had plenty of time to get it, and he got it like the next day or the day after. So it was not a big deal.
And he didn't have to endure Yankees fans throwing trash at him.
So since you brought that up, I guess what happened was Kwan, the Stephen Kwan, I think that might be his name. He ran into the wall trying to field the ball. And some fans were giving him some grief about it because he got hurt and left the game. And then after the game, the Yankees went on a walk-off single, and after the game, Yankees fans were throwing trash at the Guardians outfielders. Gosh.
Oh no!
And so, this whole segment's gonna be. So they threw trash at the Guardians players.
They threw themselves at the Guardians?
Yeah, they did, but it was just a mess. Do better, Yankees fans.
I was impressed with the Yankees players for at least going out there instead of celebrating, which they could have just ignored it, but they went out there and told them.
Yeah, I think Anthony Rizzo was the first one out there he was the first one I saw out there, and then Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge were out there
to beat them up.
Yeah, they were out there. So it's good to see players, even on opposing teams, get each other's back. Hunter Green of the Cincinnati Reds, he's a rookie. He threw 39 fastballs at 100 miles per hour or faster. And so there has been 14 seasons under the pitch tracking era, StatCast era, I guess is what it means. I don't know. And last year, only 10 teams reached 39 or threw at least 39 100-mile-an-hour pitches. So that's just ridiculous.
Do you think that's going to like cause an issue with his arm? Like
that's the
longevity?
thing that I'm worried about. Because I want to say that he did have some Tommy John surgery at some point. So, but I don't know.
Because I was kind of excited for Reds fans to have something to look forward to, but now that I think about it in that respect, like for him, I don't want to say that he's wasting it because I mean they're all playing games. I don't know, but it does seem kind of like because they're obviously tanking. Like for him to almost waste his arm on this kind of team kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean they have another pitching prospect in Nick Lodolo who should probably be pretty good, but they're on 39 or throwing that many 100-mile-an-hour pitches is kind of like it's alarming in a way, especially with but I mean Tommy John surgery is not a career ender. You're out for a season.
Well, I guess too there's a couple of other ways you can look at it. One is that isn't it more of the breaking balls that cause more arm issues than anything, and then also you could always pull a Rick Ankiel and go play a different position.
Yeah, I don't know. I just hope it doesn't hurt his career longevity. Sure. Another team that decides they don't want to win games is the A. Well, I say that they don't have a bad record. The Oakland A's.
No, they don't.
No, the Oakland A's have recorded a record low attendance. They had like 3,000 something people at a game the other day, and then it dropped the next day. It dropped the next day to like 2,000 something.
No!
It's been it was like setting record for record lows of games. It was ridiculous. So yeah, I have my thoughts on this, but I didn't know if you guys had anything you wanted to add.
No, I didn't realize it was that low. That's like numbers for small colleges around here. Jeez. But yeah, I mean, obviously, who would want to go watch them if they seem to be tanking? But like you said, though, their record's really not bad. So it's 8-6 when I wrote this down, and then I think they look to be in kind of a weaker division. So I really don't know. Like I feel like it's not all hope is lost. So I don't know if it's a maybe the fans not liking the direction of the team in general, so they don't want to support it, which I definitely get that. The lack of spending just kind of shows where they're at.
Yeah, the A's are 8-8 right now.
8-8. Okay, it's still not bad.
But just a little breaking news: Ben Simmons is out for Game 4.
No, I'm not surprised. That's a good move. As much as I want to see a good series and want everybody to be on the court, I don't think that's the right time.
Yeah, but so the A's are one of those teams that are.
You always break news.
Yeah, I have too many notifications.
Good job.
The A's are in the process of. I mean, they have one of the worst stadiums in baseball. Them and the Tampa Bay Rays, which we'll hit on this in a second. I guess I can kind of open it up to here. That both of those teams are needing new stadiums. And Major League Baseball is not going to open up expansion, which is the goal, until those two teams have their stadiums settled. I think the A's are probably likely moving out of Oakland. I keep hearing Las Vegas as a destination for them.
Well, they're just going to follow the Raiders.
Yeah. Because the Howard Terminal situation where they were going to build another new stadium is kind of like non-existent.
The A's stadium issues, does that kind of parallel with what the Marlins had for a while? I think it was the Marlins, where they just had too many seats and they were all up high. You know what I'm saying? It's just that it was impossible to fill. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those multi-purpose stadiums that with they shared with the Raiders for a while.
Yeah, and it floods all the time with sewer water.
Yeah, it does. I forgot about that.
What?
The sewer water leaks onto the field all the time.
Oh, gross. Okay.
It smells, and then I think the structure is starting to fail too.
Mo just comes back chewing food, living his life. He don't care. Is that a gaming chair?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
For all his crazy Madden trades.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Didn't want to get off topic.
For baseball, you need just give me 3 guys with was it a batting average of 364 or something like that
What?
instead of one guy?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think everybody would take 3 guys with a batting average of over 300 rather than 1.
It depends. Depends on what their OPS is.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
It's from that movie.
Moneyball?
Moneyball?
Yeah, he was like, find me 3 guys.
Fair enough.
So we only have we have 420 minutes. Nice.
Oh.
So I guess kind of going off of that expansion, I'll get on this real quick. So Dave Stewart, he's a former Oakland A's pitcher, announced that he's wanting to bring a Major League Baseball team to Nashville. And so so the NFL and NHL both have teams in Nashville, and it'll break up the coverage area that the Braves have because they have a huge area of just to cover, and so it'll help break that up. Nashville's been a long rumored destination, and kind of the cool thing about this though is Dave Stewart. If this happens, Dave Stewart will be a part of a majority ownership that is made up of minorities.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty cool. And it'll be like one of the only ones it'll be the only one in baseball and possibly one of the only ones in professional sports, period. So that's kind of cool. So,
and I don't think we need to talk about the rest of this too much. Nothing really important, especially with our time. You know what I'm saying? So we could just go, unless you really wanted to. Yeah, I figured we could wrap this up and go to the mock, other than me saying that Mauricio needs to shoot his stinking free throws. Still waiting for it.
Yeah. So I do want to hit on one other thing real quick. We had the Nationals cause the U.S. Capitol to evacuate. It basically what happened was, I guess they had one of the military units fly or parachute in, and just the locale or the proximity between Nationals Park and the U.S. Capitol. The U.S. Capitol was evacuated. And I got to believe that that's probably largely due to the fact of what happened on January 6th last year.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. And then one other note, and then we'll wrap it up. The Cubs, I'll bring this up just because of the historical significance, not because I'm a Cubs fan. But the Cubs beat the Pirates Saturday.
Well, yeah, what did that end up being?
It was 21-0. Really? So scored 3 touchdowns. It was the largest margin of victory, or largest margin of victory in a shutout since 1901, at least 1901.
I saw where they had a 20-point plus shutout more recently because of that than the Bears.
Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of people were like, oh, they scored more than the Bears.
That's true.
Yeah. So kind of the crazy thing to me is the Cubs only struck out 3 times yesterday.
Oh,
so
wow,
it's not like they were
incredible.
Yeah. So that was pretty insane. But I wasn't trying to bring any bias of this up.
No, you're good.
And one other note,
pretty impressive.
One other thing to note, the Tampa Bay Rays also had a combined no-hitter go into the extra innings. And it went into extras because the Rays didn't score at all either, because they were held to 2 hits through regulation.
Happens.
But it was, I think the no-hitter was broken up in the very first pitch of extras. So that'll wrap up this episode. We will have a mock draft come out as well this week, probably around, I want it Wednesday or Thursday. The draft is Thursday. So find that. It'll be on YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, whatever. But we're about to hit that up. So find that.
See you later.
See ya.
Be there on time now, Mauricio.
What time? Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.